face onto watercolor paper instead of just drawing it directly onto watercolor paper. I did the line art and then traced it so that it would be clean. I sketched it digitally. I really don't like sketching digitally because things don't turn out my style when I do digital art. I'm not very good at it. I found this random little heart cutout. I use these as like confetti as decoration for the video because I guess it got stuck in the papers. Anyway, it didn't turn out my style. I did the mock-up with the colors, so I knew kind of how I wanted it to look. Not my style at all, but that's how it turned out. And I'll try to put a clip of the updated sketch because I don't have a sketch anymore. It's painted now, so you can't see just how the sketch turned out because I traced it onto watercolor paper and then I spruced it up. I fixed it because this is not very good. It's not good. It looks better like this, to be honest. This looks better. I mean, this looks like utter garbage, but anyway. So this was the mock-up. I was going for cheesy. I mean, kind of like a fallen angel. I have fallen for you. Wow. You know, it is what it is. I wanted that 90s, early 2000s feel. Okay, let's do the reveal. Actually, I'll do one at a time. Okay, this was not printed to size, but anyway, I was just printing it out so I could see the colors. I didn't want to look at it on a screen. Very different in terms of style, for the bears anyway. Everything else was kind of the same, except the way I painted. That's different, and added color. It's a little bit different. But again, it was just a mock-up to get an idea. I added a couple paw prints too, because it kind of felt a little bare. Oh, and these are sprinkles. Duh to me, not to you. Duh to me that I forgot to mention I added this, is what I'm saying. This is much more my style. I don't know how it turned out like this. When I was, when I was doing the sketch, I had the thought, and I forgot that I had the thought, but when I saw my caption from the ASMR video that I did doing the mock-up, I said it kind of looked like Gurr from Invader Zim, and it kind of does. That's not my style, so I updated it. I much prefer it. By the way, if you want to see the full video, I will link it in the description. And then this one, again, not to size, but definitely I think you can see this one has a little bit more something going on. This is very simple. It's a little bit more, it's not detailed, but it's a little bit more detailed. I didn't anticipate the way this one turned out, actually, using the gel pens that I did to do the line art. I was actually not sure if I wanted to use liners on these at all, because a lot of my watercolor paintings that I do, I tend not to use liner anymore. I just leave it as pencil. And if I need to go back over and add some details, I will use pencil. But pretty happy with how this turned out. I will say the lines got janky, but ignore it. Pretend like you don't see it. I had clean lines when I removed the masking tape, and then I ruined it with paint. Anyway, it was a rush thing. I can't do art very well on camera, but I do still like this. I do. This one turned out pretty good for a mock-up. Quick mock-up. I preferred this card to this card at the time that I designed them, and out of all the three that I made, I still prefer this one. Like, this is still my favorite one. So I will show you the final Valentine's Day card I designed. this, but I didn't use it over the whole thing. I didn't want that, so you can kind of see the difference. Maybe you see what I mean. Normally, this is how I leave my watercolor paintings. No line art. Compared to this, or this, you can see I used liners. I used liners here, but I didn't over here. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard because the colored liners I use kind of fit very well with the paint in shade. This bear is supposed to have antlers. It's another little OC of mine. It's supposed to have antlers. I didn't do that because it would have been too much, so I just kept it little bear with bunting on the balloon string. I like the way the red pops. This was a bit of a hassle to do because I did it with Copic and it wasn't it's not fine. If you're not careful, it's very difficult to get a fine line. I did this on camera, so I couldn't, I just can't see properly when I do things on camera. You can see the Valentine's Day card there. Where's the, over here. You see what I mean? The hardest part about this was definitely the diamond pattern in the background. Trying to do that with watercolor was a pain in the butt, I will say, because I had to do it around the actual character. It was difficult, but I'll work on it. I had to fix it with colored pencil. Maybe gouache would have been better. I think that would have been a better move. Not a big fan of gouache. I'm not good with it. Yes. So those are the 90s inspired Valentine's Day cards that I made. If you would like to watch the full video, again, it's in the description. Just have in the ASMR parts of the creation process following this in this video. So, that's it from me. I'll be shutting up now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next video. But stay tuned. There's more. There's more to this video. Don't go yet. I mean, you can go if you want to, but you know. Anyway.